Hey everybody, this is Colonel Wilson again, episode 39 of Freeform Friday. Happy Friday here as always with my wingman, Chief Morgan,
Morning.
Command Chief of the 37 Training Wing. And we have a couple special guests, as everybody can see today. We have Captain Brian Ford and I said Master Sergeant, we'll get to that in a minute. Tech Sergeant Kayla Folsom from the 343rd Training Squadron. Brian is a instructor and the flight commander over there for the apprentice course.
Yes, sir.
Is that right? I think I got that right. And Sergeant Folsom supports the officers course over at Camp Willis. I got it right. Okay. Well, hey, it's great to have you guys. The reason that we have them here today is to highlight some of their previous features, previous actions through volunteerism. Volunteerism specifically with our annual awards banquet and ceremonies. That was a week-long activity. A lot of effort, a lot of time went into it. A lot of hurdles with COVID at that point in time, trying to overcome that. And so volunteerism is kind of our theme for today because it really has been a tough environment. There's a lot of people that are out trying to get back into life. We're seeing some of the COVID restrictions lighten up a little bit here. And so people are wanting to get out and do things again. And so volunteerism is going to be a big topic and what it means to all of us. We had the pleasure of having our key spouses with us yesterday, and the message was pretty loud and clear, Chief. We want to have social activities. We want to get back to doing some of these morale building activities, and it's going to take volunteers, so we're going to get back in that volunteer mindset. But hey, Brian, I just want to give you an opportunity to talk a little bit about what you do over in the 343rd with the apprentice course, talk about that experience, what it was like to help set up the annual awards banquet, and then just what volunteerism means to you, and then Kayla, the same for you after Brian. Go ahead, Cap Ford.
Thanks, sir. As Colonel Wilson mentioned, my name is Captain Brian Ford. I'm the flight commander for the apprentice course in the 343rd Training Squadron. I've been here for about 2.5 years, so it's been a great learning opportunity for me just to be in this environment, to see what our brand new defenders are capable of, and being able to provide that capability to our next operational units. As far as the annual award, sir, it was a great opportunity. It was, I think all of us were kind of questioning what the ceremony would be like just because of COVID. But Captain Gaitan and Senior Jackson and the whole team came together to make quite a memorable ceremony. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that, I had a part in this, specifically with the yearbook for the actual award ceremony, but all the heavy lifting really was done by Sergeant Folsom. So it was, she put in hours and hours and hours of effort to get that yearbook to the level that it was when you saw it, sir. So it was a great experience for all of us. We're just happy that we could recognize the award nominee.
So like any good leader, always gives credit where credit's due there. So Sergeant Folsom, sounds like you put a lot of time and energy into it. You talk a little bit about your experience and tell us what you do with the Security Forces Academy here.
Okay, well, I've been here almost 4 years, so my time's actually almost up. Right now, I'm currently in the officer course. I'm the instructor supervisor for it, so it's been a great experience from teaching the apprentice course. I've taught our 7th level now, teaching officers. It's definitely a cool experience because they're going to be my leaders, right, one day, and it's like I'm teaching them and watching them grow and now seeing where they end up coming. So I definitely enjoy it. Last 2 years I've worked on the annual awards. Captain Ford was doing it and I wanted to help him, and he said the yearbook. Yeah, and I did it in high school. I was on the yearbook staff. I know it's so nerdy. And so I was like, I want to do it, and so that's why I did it. I enjoyed it. It was a different experience doing everything kind of via Zoom and all that, but I definitely enjoyed it.
Awesome. That's great. That's great.
Boss, nothing really happens when it comes to these events without people actually spending their time, their personal time. This isn't an assigned duty. It's somebody raising their hand saying, yeah, I'll get after that for you. So, I mean, it's really cool that y'all are doing this, and especially trying to fight through COVID and trying to find a way to actually celebrate the excellence that we have here in the wing. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I like that point that Sergeant Folsom made there, that she's a tech sergeant, she's an NCO, she's got young officers that are coming in and going through that, that mentorship piece. It's not about this and it's not about this. It's about experience, it's about knowledge, and it's about just leading, right? And you don't have to have a certain rank to lead. Anybody can lead. So you're leading young officers over there, and you're mentoring young officers. And I know I know they appreciate it. Security Forces career field appreciates, the United States Air Force appreciates. So thank you very much for that. Speaking of leadership,
Yeah,
it's kind of a big deal, right? So NCO is becoming senior NCO.
right.
So anything, Chief? We'll go ahead and we'll fast forward to that part.
Okay.
So we've got a pretty big deal going on later today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So later today at 1500 PRC, we're going to celebrate our 90 new and 9 inbound Master Sergeant selects. So it's going to be a great time. Really, the top 3 volunteered to put it on. So another case of volunteering example. The Air Force average or the Air Force selection rate was 18.91%. Here in the wing in Warhawk Nation, it was actually 22.9. So 4% above the average, and that just kind of speaks to. It seems good. Yeah, we'll take it. But it just speaks to the the caliber of NCOs and senior NCOs that we have working in this wing. So I'm excited. This is going to be a great time. It also kind of shows the potential. We have a senior NCO select and a CGO, and that's really what we want to get after too, is that pairing of the senior NCO and CGO in order to make things happen. So yeah, congratulations. It's
Thank
awesome.
you, sir.
It's great.
Thank you,
Congratulations,
sir.
Master Sergeant Select Folsom. It's great for he and I, who have grown up over the last 23 years for me, and I won't say.
We throw it out there, boss. 26.
26 years.
A little bit longer.
Okay, all right. So, but actually, I'm the older one of the two of us. So anyway, so to see at this point, like that's how that becomes this, right? Does that make sense? The two of you working together now is an NCO and a CGO. That's how it becomes a colonel and a chief later on. That's exactly how it happens. So grateful to have you guys here. And then we had another pretty cool announcement. So since we're sitting here, we pushed Brian, Capt. Ford, over to the Air Force Installation Mission Support Center to Major General Wilcox, who is the Air Force Installation Missions Support Center Commander. Awesome guy, defender also. He went over, he interviewed, and he got hired on as his new aide. So congratulations for that. You're gonna have a great guy to spend the next year plus of your life with. That's a great organization. They're so busy. You're gonna learn so much, and I think it's just reflective of Joint Base San Antonio and Lackland that we're able to and willing to share talent with each other. And that's what I've always said, and I'll keep saying it. Like sometimes the best way and the healthiest thing for an organization is let go of your talent and let them go on and do great things, and you're gonna go do great things for our Air Force. To reflect great image for the 32nd Training. So I have a couple things for you. Letters of appreciation from the annual awards. You had mentioned Captain Gaitan and Senior Jackson. They have both been recognized on their own with separate things, but I wanted to come over and do this for you. Capt. Ford first. I'll get you both. How's that? So congratulations. Thanks very much.
And yes, we are actually taking a picture.
Sergeant Folsom.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much for volunteering. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right.
Congratulations.
All right. Well, so thanks to you both. We as we normally do on Freeform Friday, we have a couple other things to talk about. So if you guys want to jump in, feel free. Otherwise, we'll try not to make it too awkward here. But we want to talk about COVID.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, some of the things have changed over the last week. It's been a busy week with a lot of different announcements coming out that have an impact on our wing and the entire Department of Defense, really. And that is that the mask mandate has been lifted for those that have been vaccinated, and defined as vaccinated would be the vaccine or the single shot if it's the Johnson & Johnson, or the double shot if it's Pfizer, Moderna, plus 14 days. If that's the case and you're on a DoD installation, either inside or outside, there's a couple exceptions. The exceptions, I think, are the fitness center, and unfortunately there's one other that I can't think of off the top of my head. Then you can go ahead and take your mask off. The exception is that some commanders have the authority to be more restrictive if they would like, but not less restrictive, which makes sense. That's pretty standard, pretty typical on a mission-by-mission basis, and every mission is different. And, but it remains voluntary, 100% voluntary for our force. So that's a pretty big change. Also came out this week that they have went ahead, and the CDC guidelines are now instituting 12 to 15-year-olds as part of the vaccination populace. So if you have children that are out there between 12 and 15, previously it was 16 and above, 12 to 15 can now go and get their vaccinations. The vaccinations are on high supply at Wolford Hall, so you just use TRICARE Online or the Camo line, just like you would with any other medical appointment, and you go and you can get your dependents vaccinated that way. So a lot of big changes there. Again, it's going to be mission specific, and here in our wing we're having a lot of discussions and a lot of conversations.
But we also have other opportunities here as well, sir, with DLI and their partnership and relationship with Joint Task Force COVAX is actually coming in every couple of weeks, and they're looking at giving about I want to say 1,000 vaccines, and you can actually have a choice in that one, right? It's not just what you have, but if you call ahead, hopefully we'll get that in the notes on how to do that. Call ahead and actually make a choice. You know, I want to get the J&J or I want to get the Pfizer, and
yeah, good point, great point. And that's happening on the 26th of May is the next task force COVAX visit. And so anybody can go over. Ideally, you'd have an appointment, and there's a point, but if you don't, there's probably going to be availability to just go ahead and swing by. It starts at 9 o'clock. It's over in the DLI auditorium. And again, you get either yourself or your family members, dependents, all of the above can all get vaccinated on that. And it's a one-time good deal, and off you go. So
yeah, huge shout out to DLI for getting that set up for us.
Yeah, and so the rest of the joint base, it's open to all at this point in time, because like we said, we had unused capacity last time, so we anticipate we'll have more than enough capacity this time. And if you call ahead, you can they will have the easiest on hand is Pfizer, but if you want J&J or Moderna, you can call ahead and you can ask for those specifically. So great. And then Memorial Day coming up. And right after this, we're going to do a Memorial Day message, but that's a big deal for those that serve in our uniforms here every day. You know, we see the red poppies come out for Memorial Day. That's a big deal. But, you know, we reflect on those that gave their lives and those that served to ensure our freedom, ensure our way of life, and allow us to continue to serve and really cleared the path for us. And we probably all have family members that are in that group. Maybe not died, but at least served. And so I know I do. So thank you all the families out there, of those that have had family members either killed or wounded in action. We are so grateful for your service. We're so grateful for their service. It's just a big day, and it's easy. You know, we've got a long weekend coming up the next weekend for Memorial Day, and it'll be easy to just go on and do our grilling and everybody hanging out and forget about what we're actually remembering.
Gave us the freedom to do those.
That's right, 100%. Yeah, for sure. So we also had a couple of awards that came out yesterday. A couple of award announcements. It's a little bit of a mouthful, but I've got it right here. The Alamo, which is the local area Federal Executive Board Excellence in Government Awards, announced all their awards yesterday. And so that is all government agencies in the local area come together, they form a body, and they recognize and they work together. And that makes a lot of sense, whether you're Department of Defense or Department of State or Homeland Security, whatever the case may be. And it's an organization built of all those different governmental awards. We were blessed to have two winners. We had
Two big winners.
Two big winners, yeah. Team winners.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you have them? You wanna?
Yes, sir. So the large team gold award was awarded to the 341st TRS, and then the small team silver award was given to the 737th TRIS Standing Valve team.
So military working dog program, executive agents, big deal. Pulling it. No surprise there. They exceeded their trained dog requirement this year for the second year in a row, which is just huge. And it supports not only the Department of Defense, but also the Department of Homeland Security. So that was a great win. And then Stanival over in the 737, big deal, obviously with COVID, protocols, just keeping the pipeline open. Congratulations to both teams there. Really, really big deal. Great job. And then also no Freeform Friday next week.
Sure.
I know everybody will be heartbroken at home, but because of the long weekend, we're going to go ahead and take a knee for a week, and then we'll be back the following week with episode 40 of Freeform Friday. So that's we'll do that. But it's just a pleasure to continue to serve with all of you, and thank you both for being here with us today. really had a great time doing Freeform Friday. Chief, any final thoughts, or all good?
No, as we go into Memorial Day, I know we're going to do a separate message, but just remind everyone, this is a great time to take a knee and rest and recoup if you have the ability to. I know some duty schedules kind of won't allow that, but just think about safety. The weather's getting warmer, people are going to start getting out, and really just want everyone to come back from this extended weekend safe and ready to get back at it.
Great, absolutely. And then, final note, I'll be officiating a promotion ceremony today for
Yes.
one Lieutenant Allison Kirk, who's about to become Captain Kirk.
No Star Trek jokes.
I know.
We're going to skip the
Well,
obvious.
yes.
For now.
So Lieutenant Kirk, she'll have her family zooming in here in a few minutes, and we'll recognize her. So, at any rate, thanks everybody. Hey, parents, real quick.
I did have a question.
You had a question.
I
come in.
put it out there hoping that I'd get some,
Okay.
and we got quite a few, and they're all around the same topic. So I bet you can imagine what it is.
I bet I can guess. Well, let me go ahead and start by saying, hey, family members, I know there's a lot out there that are very interested in in-person graduations. I'm going to guess that's what Brittany's going to say the questions are about, and I don't blame you. So we are working hard towards that. We are moving back in that direction. We don't have any official announcements on anything like that. Matter of fact, if I was like an Air Base wing, if there was about to be an announcement, and there has been no decision made on a definitive timeline, they would be the one, General Miller would be the one making that announcement. However, everybody probably, I don't know if everybody, but there was an article that was published earlier this week in the Military Times, and it said there's a high likelihood that if we were to go back to an in-person graduation, probably be limited to two people per trainee graduate, per new airman, and that those family members would be required to have the vaccination. And by vaccination, again, I will define that as having either the series of 2 shots plus 14 days or the 1 shot if it's Johnson & Johnson plus 14 days. So I do know that that's a high likelihood for returning and coming back in as family members. When that's going to happen exactly, I do not know. I would say the summertime time is a good bet. But just know that we are working back towards that, and we know everybody, believe me, we know everybody is very eager to be a part of that, and we are eager to get you back equally as much. So, did we have any questions outside of that?
No, sir, you got it.
Okay, great. No Nostradamus there. Okay, at any rate, thanks, Warhawks. Happy Friday. Warhawks train to win. We are out.